everybody. Welcome to the Spectacular Fanboy Talk, the only podcast on the internet, period. I'm one of your hosts, TroyBoy17. You can call me Troy or TroyBoy17. Please call me TroyBoy17.
And he's joined by Storytelling Blair over here at Storytelling Blair Incorporated, funded by Storytelling Blair.
Oh, it's incorporated now.
Yeah, it's incorporated.
We expanded.
Yeah, we finally did it. We took over Disney. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Wow, good job. Good
yeah,
work.
we're going to do a Marvel, DC, Star Wars crossover.
Wow.
It's going to be fantastic.
Jeez, that'd be great. Oh,
yeah.
How you doing?
Pretty good, dude. How you doing? How was your week?
I'm all right. My week was pretty decent. It's one thing that we both read, which we'll talk about later. But I watched quite a few TV shows, actually. Well, first book I read was I read the newest Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I finally got around to that by Tom Taylor. It's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good. I loved the art. That's probably like some of the best art I've seen in the Spider-Man book. Like not in like a. It's some of the best. It's so clearly like a filler artist.
Right.
But it was a really good filler artist.
Yeah.
And it was like it was simple. It was clean, but it was colorful. It was really good. I really liked it.
I appreciated the filler artist on, I think it was issue 26 of Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be the art of this upcoming issue.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like the way he drew Peter was just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it.
I don't remember
the whole.
my memory lasts a week. That's why.
Oh,
that's why the podcast is formatted the way it is.
Well, good news is the next issue of Friendly Neighborhood comes out next week.
Yeah, the book's it's just so good.
It is
like,
a good
even
book.
This I don't give a shit about this rumor stuff. I don't really care about her. I still really like the book.
That was one of the topics I put down. You want to just jump into that?
Sure,
yeah. So Peter's gonna die, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm so sad. He's gonna be dead forever.
Yeah, he'll never come back.
Here's the thing. Do you remember when it was first announced we were getting Spider-Bite?
Right.
And everybody was like, that's so stupid! What the fuck?
Including me.
Including you. Including me.
I dropped the book because of it.
Yeah, it was dumb of you to drop the book because of it.
I had to hunt down that issue because my local comic book store ran out so fast.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's a good fucking issue.
Yeah, it is a good issue.
But,
Continue.
But, so, it's... Okay. I was gonna... Firstly, if he does die, he's not staying dead.
No.
He's not fucking staying. That's how fucking comics work. That's how comics fucking work. But secondly, he's not dying in the spin-off book.
No.
This is just I love this series too. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. It's not happening.
Yeah. It's anything significant that happens to Peter Parker
it's gonna
amazing.
Be amazing. He's gonna get married in Amazing. He's gonna die in Amazing. He's gonna fucking have kids in Amazing. You know, the biggest thing that could happen in Friendly Neighborhood happened with the MA stuff.
Yeah.
So he's not fucking dying. Don't even worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you what's gonna happen is the cover's gonna have him die on it. And it's gonna be a bait and switch, just like the Spider-Bite thing.
Have you actually seen the cover?
No, I have not. I just saw headlines.
It's MJ wearing the Spider-Man costume, and it's her wearing it, and then she is like putting the mask down, so you clearly see her face from her eyes to her chin.
Yeah.
So it's and that apparently that is the cover.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. Yeah. It is. It's great. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think You know what I think it's going to be? Realistically, put your tinfoil hats on real quick, everybody. I think Peter Parker is just going to be so drowned in grief based on what's happening with Aunt May that he is not going to have the will to be Spider-Man for a little bit for in the context of that issue. And maybe MJ does something to inspire him, even though that'd be kind of foolish. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Tom Taylor for sure. He's I can't even think of a time the only time he's written something that I haven't been a fan of was his Wolverine, what was that fucking thing they were doing where they would have the old characters and the new characters?
Generations.
Yeah, I didn't care for that issue of Wolverine.
Yeah, it was okay. It looked good, but the writing was just
it wasn't even bad. It was just fine.
Yeah.
So the fact that his worst thing that I've read of him has been fine, pretty good fucking, I trust him quite a bit. I haven't been reading Deceased yet. I want to wait till that's all out and then I'll read it all. But I've heard that's very good.
It is good, actually. Yeah, I keep trying to drop it, but I can't because there's so many good moments with characters
he gets really every character he writes. Yeah. He's so cool. And on Twitter he's fucking rad. But Peter's not dying.
Yeah. There's no way.
The worst thing that might happen is we'll get a Kraven's Last Hunt thing where he's in a grave for a while.
Yeah, because, I mean, look at it like this, guys. Realistically, Nick Spencer is the one coming up with this huge plan for Spider-Man. Yeah. Clearly, he has more in line for Spider-Man than just this this Carnage event that's going on right now. And so knowing that there's so many plans, there's no way in hell Spider-Man's gonna die.
Exactly.
So
and we'll get to that Carnage event in a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But so I read that, and then that was good. That was pretty good. I still, like I said, the rumor stuff. She's not that interesting of a character. Mm-hmm. She's cool. It's cool to see. Like, I didn't know she was Japanese. The art did not let that. Like the artists have not really let that shine. Mm-hmm. I did not know she was Japanese. It's cool she's Japanese, but it was a surprise to me when I saw that. Mm-hmm. But she's cool. I like seeing old Captain America with Bucky. That was kind of a nice little touch.
That was really cool.
But so that's good. And I read, we read the Carnage thing. We'll get to that. But and then so I watched quite a few TV shows. The first thing that I watched season 3 of Dear White People. Have you seen Dear White People?
No.
Dude, it's fucking good.
Okay.
Dude, it's fucking good. There are a
lot of people, elevator pitch.
Ooh. It's the thing. It's oh god. Fuck, I'm not gonna do a good job at it. It's just these kids at a high school, or not high school, at a college, and it's a very, the thing's every season's sort of different.
Okay.
It's based on a movie of the same name. And when the trailer first came out, it was called Dear White People. People got fucking furious. Like, well, how fucking could you? If there was a Dear Black People, this would be not okay. Which that would be okay. But it's a political satire on, like, it's a political satire, and it's about this, the first season at least, which that's what you'll be watching if you start watching it. Mm-hmm. It's about this girl named Sam. She's a person of color, and she runs this podcast radio show called Dear White People, which is this controversial, like, it's like the Black Alex Jones almost, where it's like she talks about issues and stuff in a very jarring and very no filter kind of way, and like, so she's very controversial, and then it's just kind of exploring her character, and then there's a huge cast of characters, and they're all super well acted, they're all super interesting, and they're all so well developed, and like like the only character I don't like is someone who's introduced in season 2,
right,
and she's pretty minor. That's it.
Okay.
I like everybody. It's all really good, and they tackle some really fucking complicated issues, and they do it super well with super super good like grace and stuff. It's really really good. And it's not subtle, obviously, because that's the point of the show.
Yeah.
But they handle it with grace, and they handle it not shoving it in your face. You know, it's super super great. It's this season, people aren't liking the season as much because it's less. Season 2, they introduced a secret society, like for they're at like an Ivy League prep college, not prep, like an Ivy League college. Yeah. So there's like a secret society that they introduced in season 2, and they leave on a cliffhanger in season 2. Season 3 picks up. They're like, fuck it, and it was more so just to develop the characters a little bit for the season.
Yeah, and
they seem to know that it pissed people off because they make jokes about it in the show. But people were mad about that. It didn't explore the main plot, more or less. I didn't mind that so much because it's just like, I like the characters so much, I don't really care.
Yeah,
and they handled all the stuff pretty well. But yeah, that's a really really good show.
Okay.
Really 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 good show. Definitely recommend it. You don't need to see the movie before. I think it's like a sequel to the movie or something. I'm not totally sure. I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But they reference the movie quite a bit in season 2, but you don't need to know it. But it's a really, really good show. So that, I watched that, and I loved that. I watched that in 2 days. And then I watched The Boys. Season 1 of The Boys on Amazon Prime. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good, man. It's super good. I watched it in like 2 days. I got fucking obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. It's fucking hard. It's because I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I started watching Jeremy Johns' review of it. I watched the first 30 seconds, like, oh, it's about superheroes and there's a knockoff Justice League. Cool. Stop watching.
Yeah.
Should not have stopped watching there. I should have been prepared. Because if you go in pretending that this is the Justice League, you're going to have a bad fucking time.
Yeah.
You're going to have a hard fucking time.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that ever happens in the fucking show is the Flash runs into a woman and explodes her. And it's the main character's girlfriend. She explodes, and it's just her hands are left.
Uh-huh.
And and then he's like, I gotta go, sorry, and he runs away, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so every one of these Justice League, with the exception of I think she's kind of a Supergirl clone, Starlight, and Black Noir, who is the Batman clone.
Okay.
They're all pieces of shit. And the only reason I say Black Noir is because we don't see much of him, because I don't think he has superpowers, and that doesn't really fit with the theme of the show. But everybody else is the worst fucking person on the face of the planet. And so the Flash sucks. The Aquaman is like a serial like workplace harasser. Like he's horrible, and they do a good job of making you hate him, and then they do a good job of punishing him throughout the show. It's fucking great. It's hilarious. So I love like laughing at that little bitch. He's a piece of shit. And they set my hopes up because I was like, okay, well at least they won't make the Superman bad, right? At least they'll make the Superman all right. Oh no,
that's the crux of the show.
That's the crux of the show. Yes, I didn't realize. But so like the first episode, they're like, no, he's a Boy Scout. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do anything. It's like, okay, cool. At least they got that. Oh my god, he's the worst one. Oh my god, he's the worst one. Oh my fucking god, he does shit in this show that is absolutely fucking disgusting.
Is he like huff cocaine off of a girl's
No. That's what the Flash would do. That's what everybody else would do. That's the thing. I don't like calling them the actual members of the Justice League, but it's like I can't call him A-Train. I can't call him A-Train because it's like you're not gonna get who that is.
Yeah.
But like this Superman equivalent is one of the worst people I've seen in a TV show ever. He's horrible. He's disgusting, and like his backstory's so fucked, and like the shit. It's a really good show. Okay. It's a really good show, but if you go in being like, man, I really want to see a Justice League show, this is not the fucking place. And I should have known. It's my fault. But it's really good. It's really, really great. It's the only show or piece of media where I've been, maybe these superheroes should be regulated. Maybe we should have a Sokovia Accords or a Civil War type thing,
right?
Because that's kind of the plot of the show. Is like, so it's the Justice League equivalent, or all the superheroes are run by this one company, Vought, who is Disney, and they make movies, but they also work with like the superheroes to make them superheroes and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And they suck because they're a big company. Yeah. Because fuck capitalism.
Right.
But that company. Fuck, I don't want to spoil it, but like that company, what was I fucking talking about before?
You were saying that the company is just really awful because it's just kind of propping up the superheroes.
Before I said the company shit, I had it in my head, but whatever. That doesn't matter. But yeah, that company. So like, there's a company shit, and then they're trying to. They're trying to get the superheroes in the military. Yeah. They're trying to make them legal to go to other countries and do stuff without it being illegal. Yeah. Which is basically the whole point of all those like political aspects of Marvel Comics and DC Comics and stuff. But in that stuff, you always side with the superheroes because it's like, no, Superman should be able to go wherever he needs to help people because he's Superman, because he's that good.
We know he's good.
Yeah, because we know him. Yeah. Homelander should not. Homelander 100% should not go anywhere but stay in a fucking prison cell. But yeah, it's great. It's really good. It's really, really. It definitely has. It comes if you're a big Superman fan, which I know you are, and I am too. You're gonna watch it and be like, man, this is really hating on Superman. The very end, they do. The point of the show is actually to prop up the real Superman. Yeah. The whole point of the show is based. I'll tell you later. I won't give a spoiler.
Here's the thing. And I haven't seen the show. Just a quick disclaimer. Nor have I read the comic book. I definitely have always had intentions to, because I actually like Garth Ennis as a writer.
He's a very good writer. And apparently he loves the show too.
Yeah. He
they take a lot of liberties from what I've heard though. They take quite a few.
Yeah. He's written things like Punisher Max, in case you guys don't know, or Vertigo's really popular title that is a show right now, Preacher. He also wrote Preacher.
The thing is, Preacher's not even this fucked up.
Right.
Maybe because Preacher's on actual cable.
I think the problem is the show Preacher is a bit of a far departure from the comic. Yeah. The comic is really obscene. Yeah. And apparently, like, the editor-in-chief of DC didn't read Preacher when it was being written. He didn't read it until it got to volume 2. Oh, yeah? So he read them in trades to catch up. Yeah, and he literally wanted to have a heart attack because he was just like, we are publishing this and selling it.
The equivalent of, like, when they drew Batman's dick and they're like, hey, no!
It's like people fucking animals. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just gets really raunchy and disgusting.
Yeah. It's pretty similar, not to that point, but it's got that similar tone in the voice. So it's just imagine Superman doing that stuff now. Right. Yeah. That's like I can handle. I watch Game of Thrones. Yeah. I can handle that shit. But I don't want to watch like Spider-Man do it. You know.
Yeah, Spider-Man being a porno.
Yeah.
Or something.
Exactly.
Well, see, here's the thing you got to know about Garth Ennis. Yeah. And what I think is interesting about him is, like, when he used to read comic books, he used to just read, like, The Howling Commandos and anything that was just a little bit more grounded. He legitimately doesn't like superheroes in a sense. Like, he doesn't like the idea of just a bunch of jackasses, you know, wearing these colorful costumes and fighting and talking amongst themselves. That's why most of his series, he's always making fun of it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he does when he's writing Punisher Max, because he creates an entire world where the only superhero is Punisher. And why does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so then it just
I didn't know that
makes
was
sense.
The pitch for Punisher Max.
Right.
Oh,
so then it makes sense when then you realize he made a series called The Boys.
Spider-Man will never show up in Punisher Max.
Right.
So I have no reason to read Punisher Max.
God.
If there's a chance of him showing up, I will read it. I can go.
But yeah, but then also when you realize, I don't know which came first, The Boys or Punisher Max, but to then realize that, you know, he also wrote another series which is, you know, eerily similar with what he believes. Yeah, so honestly, if any of you guys out there are really liking The Boys right now, I recommend checking out all of his written work. Probably don't go check out Preacher, the show.
I've heard the show's good though. It seems I've heard really good things about the show, and it's almost over. So like,
okay,
you know, I've heard it's different, and I've heard I think he likes it still though.
Okay,
I think he's on board with it. It's just I think a problem comes from the fact that it is on cable, I believe.
Yeah,
so they can't.
That's
go.
Fair.
You know, if it were an HBO show or like an Amazon, like because this is Amazon, they can go hard with it.
I bet.
Yeah, but it's a very good show. It's definitely, you have to be in a mindset though.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to watch Superman basically be like a rapist.
Oh my God.
It's hard. He's not but like, you know, like think of that, you know. It's tough. It's really tough. And you know, and then that for every other character except for the Batman one, which I find that funny. He'd
be the easiest one to do.
Yeah, I find it funny that I figured you would be pissed cuz like of course Batman's the perfect one. But yeah, but it's still very, very good. It's Simon Pegg is in it for a little bit. That's kind of because I know he was the inspiration, like he was the visual inspiration for the main character in the comic.
Oh, okay.
But now he's too old to be it, so he's the character's dad. Yeah. So it's but the thing is so fucking weird. He talks with an American accent. That's the most jarring thing that has happened to me in months.
It's the most seismic thing.
It's fucking
to ever
weird.
Just hit you.
Yeah. But it's very, very cool. The main Carl Urban is so good. Carl Urban is a god, dude. He needs to be in some fucking. He would have been such a good Batman. I mean, Robert Pattinson's gonna be great too, but he would have made an amazing fucking Batman.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it if you are willing to be slightly traumatized for a little bit.
I mean, I think my favorite thing about these kind of shows is
it's a deconstruction, really.
It's a deconstruction. In order for like the comic book industry and you know, in media, comic books need to have several iterations. Yeah. They can't just be the MCU, and they just can't be, you know, the DC universe. Yeah. You need your Joker movies. You need your boys. You need your preachers. Yeah. So
you need something to challenge the concept of it, and I think this does a good job of it. I honestly think this does a very and this isn't done just for the sake of being dark and edgy. Yeah. That's a big part of it.
Right,
part of why I enjoy it. There's actual themes to it, and it's really, really cool. You're gonna disagree with this, but I think I prefer it as a realistic superhero story. I prefer it to Watchmen, in terms of like, but just in terms of like it's it's less subtle in like its way of telling you its themes and stuff. And I love Watchmen. It's a work of fucking art and shit. But I think just like. I don't know. I think I would. I don't know. I don't. Never mind. I
definitely think they both like.
They feel.
They're very different, but also like.
I
do feel like in a sense they go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly. This is much more clearly targeted, as opposed to Watchmen was a very kind of general comic book thing. This is like Justice League,
right?
You know, I mean, it still has a very like because they're all in New York still. It has a Marvel thing, and there's the Disney, and they're basically MCU, but yeah, it's yeah. But yeah, it's very, very good. Definitely recommend it. And I believe so I tried to get Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I told you about this. Yeah. I've been trying to get it pre-owned because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. Because GameStop has their week pre-owned return policy, which take advantage of that. Right. Because it's great. because GameStop ripped me off many times. So
this dude literally bought a VR headset for PlayStation, a bunch of games for it, all the systems you need.
Yeah.
So like what, like roughly $300 to $400.
$300, I would say. Yeah.
And then
I returned it in a week.
He returned all of it.
Yeah.
He was just like, I wanted to play Spider-Man for like a weekend or so.
Because that, I mean, you played it. That VR Far From Home thing.
Yeah, it was
pretty
cool.
Pretty fucking fun.
It was pretty cool.
It was free. It was fucking cool. But yeah, so I tried to do that with Fire Emblem. That didn't work out so well. So maybe, I don't know. Because it looks so cool. It looks great.
Yeah,
I just
the
don't
gameplay
know.
Definitely looks really
I
great.
don't know if I'm gonna like the combat.
Yeah,
because I've never played Fire Emblem. So maybe I'll try like an older Fire Emblem and see. Because I guess they didn't change the system.
Yeah.
But what I did play is Nintendo is now doing this thing for their online service, which I think is super, super smart. If they're not going to give us the SNES, they should do this. Every month they're going to have a week trial of one of their games.
Okay.
One of their big games. And so this month it was Mario Tennis Aces. Oh my God. So I played that. I played a little bit of it. I played the demo, or I played the beta, or whatever before
Weren't
it came
you
out.
hyped for this game when it was coming out?
I was very hyped before it came out.
I remember this, and I was so confused.
And it is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not good, though.
Okay.
It's fine. So, to me, it's a $60 game, firstly.
Yeah.
For tennis.
Absolutely.
That's not a bad thing. They do that for basketball and base,
right, but it's got to be a pretty good experience.
The thing is, like, if you're going to spend $60 on a tennis game, it needs to feel good when you play tennis.
Yeah.
The tennis needs to be good.
We can't be like GTA 5 levels of tennis.
It just feels like that.
Oh.
And the fact that Wii Sports is better, a free game that came with my Wii, it has better better sound design and better tactile feel of the tennis racket.
Yeah.
It's a little rough. I do like the mechanics of it. There's this whole kind of rock paper scissors aspect of you have a meter that you fill up, and then when you do that, if you stand where the ball is going to land, you can jump up and spike it, and you can target and stuff, and it's super, super fast. But then the other person can use their meter to instead use that for defense, and it slows down time and lets them block it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's it's a nice little rock paper scissors kind of aspect to it.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't feel good enough to warrant a $60 game. But if you have Nintendo Switch Online, go for it. Fucking why not? It's free.
Yeah.
It's free for this week. It's free until Wednesday, I believe. And you could beat the adventure mode by then. I'm already a quarter of the way done, and I played it just for 2 hours last night.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So the adventure mode's alright. It's kind of bullshit sometimes, but it's fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah, they have the a thing where you hold the Joy-Con and it's like Wii Tennis, but it doesn't feel good because a big portion of this mechanics of this game is charging your shots, and so instead of swinging a racket like an actual thing, you have to pull back and charge it up. And it just doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could get it for $10-$20, yeah, it's worth $10-$20. It's probably worth as much as a Mario Party or not as much as Mario Party, but a 1-2 Switch or something like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's never going to go on sale because it's a Nintendo game.
I was about to say,
it is currently on sale though. It's currently because of the demo.
Yeah,
it's $20 off, but that's a lot. It's $40. If it were $30, I might get it, but
I think $30 for a newer game that may not really be that stellar, especially if it's a sports game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's very few quality of life things to make it a good time, and but it's all right. It's fine. If you really like tennis, you really like Mario, I guess.
I mean, it's a perfect blend. It's a match made in heaven.
I guess so. But
I can't wait for Mario Ski Resort. That's gonna be my next favorite.
Honestly, I really think Nintendo should just re-release the Wii Sports games for Switch. Just fucking do it.
Realistically,
I would buy that shit in a heartbeat, man. Because the Joy-Cons work as it.
Yeah.
They work as pointers. They work as fucking... Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean,
I would totally do it.
The Switch, honestly, is kind of the perfect blend between the Wii and the and just,
and the DS and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Current technology, what Nintendo eventually,
it has all the potential of the Wii without the need for developers to work around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's all I did this week. I mean, I hung up my lightsaber, which if you're follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that. But
it's a pretty beautiful lightsaber, guys. Good. I must say, I'm quite jealous.
Yeah, you should be.
If he wakes up one morning and it's gone,
I don't know who to track down.
No, it's not me. I promise. I promise.
But that's all about all I did this week. How about you? Did anything?
Well, really just, comic reading.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been catching up on Ultimate Spider-Man, and I am just about to read his death arc. So I am going to be so sad once he dies. Yeah. But then I'm also going to be looking forward to it just also because, number one, it feels like a chapter is being closed while also a new one is, unfolding, because then I get to read all the Miles stuff. And I'm genuinely looking forward to it because it's just this big shroud of mystery. I've managed to keep a lot of things not spoiled.
Yeah.
So
I'm not the biggest fan of early Miles stuff. I still think Spider-Verse is the best version of him.
Right.
But he, it's still it's like a landmark in comic history, basically.
Yeah, I'm excited just to kind of traverse that time period because because I would say honestly most of Ultimate Spider-Man is really stellar. It's just this last volume and a half has kind of felt a little bankrupt. Yeah. Not that it's not been good.
Just because they're kind of rushing to.
Well, what's funny is they've been kind of Ultimate Spider-Man was actually doing a lot of plot threads that are from Far From Home. Really, which is really funny.
I always kind of see that. I always felt like they were because what do you think about it? Spider-Man, if you ignore Ultimate for a second, Spider-Man was barely in high school. He was in high school for 3 in-world years for us.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah. He was barely in in high school.
Yeah.
And then he was in college for more than So, but he was in Ultimate, he was in high school the whole time, right?
Yeah. The entire time.
Yeah. So it's clearly when the MCU was we're going to make it all high school stuff, they're going to take all their inspiration from Ultimate because that's where most of the stories come from. What they do
is they take the context and the second by second information. Yeah. I think they take that from Ultimate. Yeah. But then I think they take the iconic moments and maybe panels and things like that from
that's
616.
That's true.
Because
the
Ultimate never had
iconic panel where Spider-Man is crying over Iron Man's death.
Yeah, don't you know it's in every single
it's in every issue.
Book,
it's instead of they recap all the time in all the Marvel books, the recap includes Iron Man. They don't include Uncle Ben anymore. Uncle Ben isn't a deal anymore.
Yeah, he's not important.
Yeah. He never mattered.
But yeah, I've been reading that, so that was exciting. And then I basically caught up on a lot of the books that I read this week. City of Bane for Batman is. This is scary.
Okay.
This is scary.
Okay. I've been I'm never.
Tension's high.
At this rate, I'm not going to read it till
I know, until it's done.
Well, even until it's done, it might be until Doomsday Clock is over. So 15 years. Just because I'm so far behind. And I would love to read it all in a sitting.
Right.
I'm not gonna. Because it's just too much. I couldn't even read all of Hunted in a sitting. It took me 2 sittings for that.
Right.
But that's cool. That's cool. I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I know.
I've been wanting to pick up those variants, but they're $1 extra.
Yeah.
Because I picked up the variant for every single Batman book.
I know you have.
Every single issue until City of Bane started. It was an extra $1. I was like, fuck this! But now that we were talking before, you told me that it's a telling more because of the quality of the paper and the cover.
Yeah,
I guess that explains it.
Like I said, I was pretty upset about it for a bit until I realized they are still giving you a choice to pay cheaper, because I feel like the other house would just be no, nut up. Yeah. Each look at each issue of Carnage.
Yeah,
$7.99. Yeah. Which granted,
it's a long book.
It's a long book. And they gave you a better cover. It's not cardboard.
It's like a thicker.
It's better than Amazing 25.
Yeah, where it's just
the whole thing's gonna fall apart. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have been getting better about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I still don't agree. I think they really should just kind of. I get the idea of the cardboard is cool.
But it's nice and stuff. It's that's why Doomsday Clock feels good. Because it's thick stuff. I didn't know because I just haven't opened them.
Right, yeah.
Because I haven't been reading them.
Fair enough, yeah.
But, yeah.
If you just saw it on the shelf,
exactly.
It would look exactly like the one next to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so just anything else, or?
Well, I read that. I read the newest issue of Doom Patrol. That was extremely sad.
Yeah.
Can I give you...
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'm going to spoil it for issue 2 of Doom Patrol because no one's reading it. So, in Milk Wars, which happened a year ago, at the very end of it, reality was unmade and then remade. Mm-hmm. And when it was remade, Cliff, Robot Man, got his body back. Huh. And he's a human. Yeah. And they were kind of exploring what would that be like? Mm-hmm. So this first issue, Cliff has his body, and obviously he's eating all this food and he's enjoying the fact that he can actually feel his body digest something.
Yeah.
And he confronts his mother, and she says some really horrendous stuff.
Yeah.
kind of heartbreaking. In addition to the fact that he's no longer on the team, they recognize him as their friend. They don't like abandon him by any standards. Yeah. But it's just like, well, what can we do with you? You know what I mean? So he feels
you're just a guy now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he feels like his purpose in life is gone. Yeah. And his mother has said like this horrible stuff, and he drives off a cliff.
Fuck. So he went from metaphorical depression to real depression.
Dude, the second issue opens up with him in a new metal body.
Jeez.
And them just kind of like talking to him like dancing around the fact of, you killed yourself, dude. Yeah. Like, and you can even like Robot Man doesn't talk much in the issue, but you can tell he is very shooken about it. And one thing to note, the show does a little bit better than like the comic book. The comic book really just like, it dances around heavy and dark, mature themes. Yeah. But it doesn't ever let it bog it down to where it's just a depressing book. Yeah. They really just like address it and then they'll like move on, but it's still there. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's not like they just like do it and then they go away from it. Okay. But so there hasn't been like a moment where you get to kind of breathe with Cliff about this. I suspect that's going to be in the coming issues because Gerard Way is trying to make each issue self-contained while also progressing this linear story.
Yeah, that's kind of how Doom Patrol is.
Yeah, and that's
part always been, right?
Right, and that's definitely how the show did it, and that's definitely how it should be done because realistically, Doom Patrol's never going to come out like every other week. Yeah. They're going to come out once a year. Yeah. So that's kind of the best way to do it. But that issue was absolutely heartbreaking and just, oh my gosh, I have a lot of feelings came up. I read that, and then I read House of X. Yes. The second issue. No real spoilers. I won't really go into that too much. I'm sure there's better channels out there that'll explain every nitty-gritty detail, because, disclaimer, and this is true with me and Troy. Yeah, we're super casual X-Men fans. My knowledge of it really came from the movies. Yeah. Recently, I've been doing a lot of homework with X-Men, so I really want to like actually be a bit proficient with them, because I've realized they are part of the Marvel Universe that I really like. Yeah.
They're part of the world that's outside of just basically the MCU.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
Like I know people are mad about that, like when I say that, but it's like the MCU captures the side of Marvel that's not really what I like. I like the Daredevil stuff. I like the Punisher stuff. I like the X-Men stuff. I like Fantastic Four. I like the Spider-Man stuff.
All the stuff that I like is
the MCU is not.
Exactly. Yeah. The closest really it gets is Doctor Strange. Yeah. Sometimes Captain America.
And then Daredevil, the show, which that's. Even then isn't even MCU. I think it's fair to say it's not in the MCU. Right. We can definitively say, honestly, for the best though, because now you don't fucking need to care. Mm-hmm. I mean, it canceled. Yeah, that sucks, but it's canceled at the benefit of...
My just hope is that like maybe they just in the next show
just like a soft reboot of everybody. That'd be
right, and maybe just like not try to retell the stories they already told in the show. Yeah. And just, like, move on with more modern Daredevil stories. Yeah. Just so that, like, in our heads as watchers, viewers, whatever, fans, you know, we can just say, well, the Born Again story did happen. Because it happened in season 3. Yeah. And all that stuff, you know, happened, but just maybe a different actor or whatever.
Not a different actor, motherfucker. No.
I know.
Motherfucker. Don't you dare. Charlie Cox is the only guy I could ever see as Daredevil anymore.
I know.
He's so fucking good.
I hear his voice when I read Daredevil.
I know, me fucking too. Yeah. He's so good. I don't even read Daredevil. He's so...
Daredevil's a really good one.
I know, I've heard it's good. I've heard very, very good things. I want to read it.
But yeah, aside from that, then I also read Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage, yeah. Want to talk about Carnage now?
We can talk about Carnage now.
All right.
What are your thoughts?
I really liked it. I thought it was really good. It's expensive.
It is very expensive.
And I looked at the list of the books. Mm-hmm. Holy fucking shit, that's a lot of books.
Yeah.
No, holy shit, that's a lot.
It's the next War of the Realms.
It really is.
Yeah. When you go to your local comic book store and you check out what like their current books that came out in the last like 2 months or so, you will literally see an entire row dedicated to War of the Realms tie-ins. Yeah. Like freaking Agents of Atlas, here's the Spider-Man League, here's the freaking Punisher League, here's the Wolverine League, here's the dang, dude.
Yeah, and I thought like Metal was bad. Metal had 3 series. The main series, the spin-off stuff, and then the team.
That's why I defended Metals, because like it's just like you felt like with each book of Metal, there was at least some love. I think the least amount of love went towards the Justice League tie-in stuff. Yeah. You know, that one definitely felt tagged on. But like with freaking like
these have definitely like I thought Metal was bad just because it's like I don't like picking up multiple series in general. Yeah, it's tough. It's just tough for me.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with. Yeah, it's hard to realize what order it goes
and then like the fact that War of the Realms, I didn't even like. It's so big that I didn't know it happened. Mm-hmm. Like it was so big, I was just like so fucking overwhelmed with it. That is kind of because this is Carnage and because it's the side of Marvel that I like, I think I will obviously keep reading it. I will pick up some of the tie-in stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they expect you to read everything. There's no way. There's no way they could. Because that was like 30 books.
The only ones that I think would be essential to your Spider-Man or to your Carnage event, personally, I think number one, obviously the Carnage.
I think all the main series, Absolute Carnage, those 4.
Yeah, absolutely, it would be the Carnage ones.
Yeah.
I think the second most important is Venom. Yeah. Because Venom as a series has been leading into this.
And also he's the main character of
this. He's the main character.
Yeah, and then I would say the Amazing Spider-Man.
Exactly. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man.
Because he's also he's the second main character.
Just maybe Miles, depending on what...
Yeah, it depends, yeah. Because it's like, I was talking to do this on the way here, like, did he... I don't think he's gotten the Codex. I don't see how he ties into this.
I don't know if he ever actually got it in the Ultimate Universe.
I don't think he did.
I don't know that.
I don't believe he did.
What I think this is what I heard on a YouTube video.
Because I've never seen a picture of him with the
in a suit. Yeah. You know what I think is interesting, and I heard this in a YouTube video. This could be the debut of Miles wearing a symbiote.
That could be. That'd be cool.
That would be really. It'd be really
nice for the game when that comes out.
Yeah.
Because more fucking suits for Miles.
Yeah, give us some suits. Dude.
Oh, we got 4. Okay, give me 5.
Yeah, but I think that would be really great.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think that there's definitely some potential there because apparently Miles was a big part of the first arc of Venom.
Oh, okay.
He was like in the 2nd or 3rd issue or whatever. I'm trying to track down those single issues.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I mean, I think anything by Donny Cates now is just gone, right?
Yeah, I think the easier ones might be like Guardians of the Galaxy. And maybe Silver Surfer, but that depends because Silver Surfer apparently might blow up. But yeah, so far honestly, I'm loving it.
I really like it.
It's so atmospheric.
Yeah, and my favorite fucking thing about it, we finally have a good Spider-Man Venom team up. Yeah. It's not like, oh, we're still enemies, but we're gonna compromise for now. They fucking met, and they're like, hey, we kind of disagree, but at the end of the day, we are still allies here. You know, I'm not gonna kill you when it's done. We're gonna go. So it feels like actual growth for both characters. It's really great.
And I mentioned this last time when I vaguely brought up at issue 16 of Venom. What Donny Cates has done to the character Eddie Brock has absolutely won me over 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like being completely honest, sorry guys, you can hate me if you want. I never cared about the Eddie Brock character when it wasn't directly connected to Spider-Man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If he wasn't Spider-Man's villain, I didn't give a shit. I didn't want to read his comics. I didn't want to do any extra research. I didn't give a crap about Eddie Brock. All he was to me was this 40-year-old man who was pissed off at a 20-year-old for quote-unquote ruining his life. Yeah. And he was dark, edgy. He was basically Marvel's Spawn. Yeah. And I just didn't ever care for that.
That's fair. You know? I'm not the same. I was sort of similar boat. I would never read a solo Venom stuff, but I did always kind of respect the character of like, this was a guy who was so tortured and he's trying to grow past that. I like that. Yeah. But I do understand how like there's
seemed like a 90s comic.
It did.
In all the worst aspects. Where Donny Cates is more like, no. Let me show you why I liked the 90s stuff. And he's actually, you know, bringing some depth to the character. Yeah. I love the idea of Eddie having a son and just having this absolutely horrible relationship.
Yes.
I read like this one-off issue where he revisited his parents' house and his parents want nothing to do with him. You know, Eddie Brock is a loser. And he's not a loser because he's just some edgy asshole. Mm-hmm. You know, he's an alcoholic who's trying to admit he has a problem. Yeah. And, you know, when you just break that down and then, you know, you put him alongside to someone like Spider-Man, you can see how those sines where they're in the coffee shop would take place and why they would take place like that. And so overall it's just fantastic.
It's great. It's cool to see Norman back.
Yeah.
I missed him. It's strange that he's gone full Cletus Insane though.
Yeah, you know, I think it was definitely interesting because like when you think about like Nick Spencer and what he's been doing with the Amazing Run, you realize that, you know, Nick Spencer's been kind of, in a sense, fixing the Spider-Man universe. Obviously, he hasn't touched anything that has to do with Norman Osborn. Yeah. Nor should he, because that's where Dan Slott ended it. Yeah, so there should be some breathing room.
It's a little too soon, yeah.
Right. But I think what's great is, I think Nick Spencer was just kind of like, Nick Spencer and Donny Cates must have had a conversation like, okay,
hey, what do we want to do with this?
He had the symbiote, so he's in your territory. Yeah. Do you, like, I bet like, at the end of this run, Norman will be back. Yeah. And because
or he might be Red Goblin again. I wouldn't. Here's what I would not hate is if Norman becomes Red Goblin for a while and then they bring back Harry and Harry's Green Goblin, or bring back somebody else to be Green Goblin. You know?
Yeah,
I wouldn't because we got that Red Goblin solo book coming out. Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't be super opposed to that because we didn't get very much Red Goblin.
Right.
Because it's a super cool idea.
It is a cool idea.
It's a very cool idea.
And it already has an action figure.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet. it's like to the point where like he would be like Red Goblin would be rad in the next Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
that'd be a perfect. That'd be super fucking rad.
I think personally, what's probably gonna happen is like this series is probably gonna fix Norman to the point where like he will still have his symbiote,
but he's more sane. He's not Cletus.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's Cletus. And then later Nick Spencer will grab him and use him in something. You know what I mean? He's just letting Donny Cates do his thing because, you know, right now he's under, you know, symbiote.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But I think that the way they use him is really, really good. Mm-hmm. I think, like, the overarching plot of, like, Carnage going after every symbiote owner that's fucking sweet. Because, like, a lot of people have this fucking symbiote.
The way the story is unfolding, I love how, like, you just have these horrifying shots of just, like, oh, here's, like, every single victim and body that Cletus has gone through, and he piled them up here in the middle of this desert, you know, for people to find, for Eddie to find. Yeah. And, yeah, you know, it's just kind of like House of X, where it's just, like, they're taking continuity, things that happened in the past, and they're building off of it.
Yeah, and they're turning it into its own, Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just like, this is the natural progression of what was going to happen. Yeah. You know? So, yeah, overall, I'm really excited.
Just the only thing that concerns me is the requirement for some of the tie-ins. Yeah. Like, how necessary is the Venom stuff going to be? Because, I mean, I probably won't pick up the Venom tie-in stuff. Right. Just because it's just like, that's another book to pick up. You know, I'm already paying $8 for this fucking...
I hope, honestly, I was thinking about this. I really hope it's just the first issue that was $8.
I don't think it will be. Because there's only 4 of them. Mm-hmm. So but I think you're right. I think it's $8 because it's basically 2 books. Yeah. It's a really thick book.
If it's
a monthly thing, right?
Maybe.
It's monthly, I believe. Oh, no, the next week's number 2, so that'll determine it.
Actually, next week is Scream. Maybe it's a tie-in.
Okay. So that list wasn't in order then. Okay.
I guess so.
That sucks.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's because it's so fucking big. It's so Yeah. So, but I'm just hoping that I'm not gonna need to read, and I'm not gonna need to know everything that happens in the Miles tie-in. Mm-hmm. You know, especially because Miles hasn't had the symbiote yet. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see how it all plays out. I'm definitely the tie-ins I'm gonna get are Venom, Amazing, and then Miles. Yeah. Those are the 3 that I care about. I don't care about, you know, any of the other ones.
Yeah, I don't even know all of them. Yeah, there's a ton of them.
I'm excited to read about the Venom spawns, but only in the Venom book or in the Carnage book. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's all I need.
Yeah, and it's like if I end up loving this event, you know, and I love the Amazing tie-in, I'll pick up the Venom stuff then, and maybe I'll pick up the Miles stuff if it turns out to be really fantastic. You know. But if it turns out to be something like honestly
a tie-in for the sake of tie-in, you know, a $3.99 charge for the sake of, you know, extra money.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And it's like Metal did it decently with the mainline book and then the spin-off book and then the individual Dark Knights books. Yeah, those Dark Knights books are not super necessary, and I kind of regret getting some of them just because it was like $5 for, you know, a book that I have no personal connection to. Like some of them just weren't my thing. Right. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but if I end up loving it, I'll keep getting it. Yeah. You know, yeah. But I really liked it. I really, really liked it.
It was a fantastic book.
Really, really good. If you have any interest in symbiote stuff, I had no fucking... Oh, if you're concerned about, like, jumping into this, I hadn't fucking read anything by Donny Cates ever in my life. I had never read any symbiote stuff, any Venom stuff, ever. I'd only been reading the Spider-Man books. And you can hop right into this. Number one, it fills you in pretty well. I mean, obviously, like it might help you out to do a little bit of homework. You know, find out maybe who Null is and what the Codex is. But for the most part, they explain it in a way that they explain all you need to know. So,
did you know that Null, I think, technically wasn't created by Donny Cates?
I know you told me this. Wasn't he?
He was actually... His first debut was in a Jason Aaron Thor book.
Yeah.
But it was a subtle mention. But it's still his first appearance.
Yeah, and then it was Donny Cates who turned him into the symbiote.
Donny Cates was just like, no, let me do something with this. Yeah. You know, which I think that's kind of the best way to have a shared universe. Oh, for sure. Take ideas that just weren't used and do something with them. But do you want to bring up our next big little chunk of news?
What the news?
Let's talk about our Crisis event.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, well, there's a lot of fucking news about that, because every week
day, there's a new...
Not even every week, every day. Yeah. Every day I'm like, yeah, this old actor from an old DC thing is going to be in it. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? How big? First, okay, I am concerned. How long is this fucking thing gonna be?
Seriously, though,
I'm gonna guarantee you a lot of these appearances, they're gonna be minimal.
Minor. Yeah.
And I'm worried it's gonna be like a shot. It's gonna be a shot of Brandon Ruth. It's gonna be a shot of
Kevin Conroy.
Well, it's not gonna be a shot. Kevin Conroy's
Batman.
gonna talk. He's gonna have to talk. If he doesn't say a word, I'd be mad. He's gonna have to say something.
Yeah, he better say something.
Yeah. So the big news is that Kevin Conroy is gonna be playing Old Man Batman, and that'd be cool if they bring. What if there was a rumor that there's gonna be another DC show? Mm-hmm. What if it's Batman Beyond? What if Kevin Conroy... Dude, I've always wanted that. I've always wanted Kevin Conroy to play old Batman.
To play an actual,
like... Yeah, I would kill for that. That would be cool. But, yeah, so that's big news. That's really, really cool.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm interested to see how they do it. Mm-hmm. You know...
I think it's great that he can finally, on his resume, say that he played a live-action Batman.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, because obviously he's played Batman in so many different iterations, so many different mediums.
He's, I think, to everybody, everybody who has ever heard his voice is like, he's Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's nice that he can finally just be like, you know, add that on his repertoire of like, this is my Batman legacy.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then the next big one's what, Burt Ward?
Burt Ward, yeah.
Burt Ward, yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's cool. I'm really interested in what they do.
Yeah, how are they going to do it?
He's not going to be Robin. I'm going to bet you $1 million he's not going to be Robin. Mm-hmm. What I would love, though, is if they they make a 60s Adam West style Nightwing.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
That'd be fucking great.
I hope they do that.
That would be amazing.
That would be hilarious.
Maybe like he's Disco Nightwing or something.
Oh
God, I would lose my fucking mind.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
It would lose my fucking mind. Or he might just be Batman.
Yeah.
Because obviously we lost Adam West, so that'd be...
it might just be like a similar costume to the 66 Batman.
So, which even then, that's the, Dick Grayson Batman. That's cool. That's great. But that's exciting. This thing. I mean, it's just gonna be. It's like a fucking like
dream come true.
They're like. I bet you the producers and the agents are like, all right, who else have
seriously? Yeah. All we need now, even though their staying power hasn't been too great or they've not been around that long enough to warrant it. Yeah. I mean, now we just need the DC Universe shows to just start hopping over. Yeah. Hey, grab Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing. Might as well. You're freaking grabbing every single. Yeah. Oh man,
Black Lightning's gonna be in it too.
Yeah, Black Lightning. Yeah. I guess there's still no word of Tom Welling, or there's
I don't know. It's really up in the air with him. I'm not
what
totally
sucks is like that would be the perfect like place to debut him as Superman because he didn't get a proper like.
Yeah, he kind of did, but not so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be great.
Because it'd be nice for fans.
If with a lot of those people. With a lot of those, like, oh, he used to play a character, now he's a little bit too old. You're never too old to play Superman. No. Yeah, it's so, like...
Time has passed. It's fine, whatever. Yeah. We don't need to see you...
Superman's an adult. It's not like you... Tobey Maguire is too old to play Spider-Man now. Yeah. That's unfortunate. And he could play Peter B. Parker in something, but, like, he... As it stands, he's too old to play definitive 616 Spider-Man now. Yeah. But Tom Welling's not too old to play Spider-Man, or to be Superman. He's fucking Superman. Superman's old. Yeah. 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 So, but it'd be cool if they do it. He may just not be available, or maybe he just kind of wants to
distance himself.
Yeah, because unfortunately, that's kind of all he's known for.
That's the Superman curse. Yeah, the Superman
it really is. Like Henry Cavill's kind of breaking out of that. Yeah, but even not then, because that's why The Witcher's kind of tough to like watch that trailer. Because like, oh, that's Superman is weird. Yeah, but it is definitely a curse, and it's just because the Superman character is such a Boy Scout and such a archetype
and such a presence.
Yeah, and you have to fit that presence. You have to fit that. Mm-hmm. But if you fit that, you can't really move. Once you fit that, and people get used to, it's tough. Yeah, yeah.
Did you hear that some like news outlets are referring to Henry Cavill as the former Superman?
I know.
Oh, I know. I've accepted it. I've accepted it, man.
I haven't yet.
I mean, I think there's still a chance.
I really think I think it's just going to be they just don't have any Superman plans and they're not tying him down. Yeah. Because I bet you that was the contract thing that he went for. He was just like, hey, you're tying me down with the contract. I don't want to be tied down if I'm not doing a movie. Yeah. Don't fucking fly me out to do one 30-second scene in Shazam where I'm barely going to be paid, but I have to reassemble my whole fucking schedule for. Yeah. Give me a movie. I want to be this. If you're not going to do it, let me do other things. Let me do other properties. Yeah. Let me grow a beard. Let me grow a mustache. So, yeah, it's one of these things where it's just like, I just don't think they're doing Superman for a while. Yeah. I don't think it's a matter of, we don't want Cavill anymore. Mm-hmm. I think it's just, we just don't want the character for some time yet. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but... maybe in 5 or so years, maybe in a while, they'll be like, hey, you know what? I think it's time we get another Superman movie. We need a Superman movie in the world. Let's ask him. If not, then we'll go someone else. Okay. I think that's really what it's going to be. I know I've said that in every single fucking podcast, I think, but yeah.
Can I bring up some dark news?
Yeah,
and
sure.
It's gonna be really sad. So Disney has officially killed Fox. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Like, do you kind of understand like what happened?
No, not at all. But I can just assume.
Basically, after everything was said and done with Dark Phoenix, Disney lost over $170 million over it. You know,
oh
it was
no!
I know, it's so sad, right?
Oh no!
They lost so much money.
Oh no!
Well, they make like what, $10 billion this year.
Endgame is the number one.
They made $10 billion.
The top like 7 movies in the world this year are all of them.
Yeah. But anyway, aside from that, after that huge loss, Bob Iger and the rest of Disney have basically just pivoted from once they said that, they're going to keep the Fox brand, they're going to keep going. And Deadpool was supposed to be the third movie was going to still be Fox, while the rest of the MCU is just the MCU under Kevin Feige. Yeah. Now what's happening is the Fox brand is being cut up. Apparently there's rumors that Fox, the logo, will be a distant thing of the past.
That's fucking crazy to me.
And
I don't think the logo's going anywhere. I think it's going to be kind of like you remember THQ, the game developer? Yeah. They're gone. Yeah. But there's still THQ Nordic. Mm-hmm. They still exist. Right. But it's just completely different everything. Mm-hmm. But just they're using the logo just to
one that hasn't been touched apparently, you might have to check me in case I'm wrong, is Fox Searchlight.
Searchlight, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that one hasn't been touched, so Fox does exist in some capacity. But, so a lot of the properties are now moving on to different different branches of Disney. Right, yeah. More specifically, Deadpool is now confirmed to go to Kevin Feige. It's not confirmed to be MCU, but it is MCU, yeah. Right. If it's given to Kevin Feige, odds are he is going to make it. Plus, what kind of what's it called? What makes this a little bit more true is the recent director of Deadpool 2 recently came out and said that you don't have to make Deadpool 2 or Deadpool rated R to have a movie. And it awfully sounds like that's the direction it's going. Is that
was it worth it?
To have him in the MCU?
We're getting Fantastic Four. Cool. Was it worth it?
The only thing that still has me excited are 3 small basic little things. Yeah. And that is the X-Men are part of the MCU, the Fantastic Four are part of the MCU, and we can possibly see the original cuts of Star Wars. Yeah.
Otherwise, were they worth all of this and the 4,000 people losing their jobs and the oligopoly?
Absolutely not.
That's it. For those who don't know, an oligopoly is an almost monopoly. That's an actual term. But is it worth the fucking monopoly on the media industry? Like, for the people who were always praising Disney for buying Fox, was this really worth it? Everything everything good from this could have just been bought on its own. Right. They didn't need to buy the entire thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my points, the things that I'm happy about from the purchase are just literally these minuscule little details.
It's like a couple flakes of gold in your fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But just the fact that, this huge publishing company that is known for so many different films and television, that's kind of,
it's super important.
It's extremely iconic. History, yeah. They were the house that created Star Wars.
Yeah, I grew up fucking looking at that fucking Fox logo show up.
Yeah.
In the Simpsons movie,
movie, Star Wars, Aliens, Predator, whatever.
Now it's gonna be the fucking whatever logo they put, because they're not gonna put Disney because they like to hide the fact that they own it. Yeah. I just
tell those fuckers at Fox they can find new jobs.
I'm just fucking.
We're gonna get demonetized for that.
We're gonna We're gonna get the Disney Cybers coming after us right now.
Yeah, that's gonna take me out.
Yeah, it's been coming. It's been coming since the buyout happened. Yeah, it's been coming since fucking Iron Man came out. Basically, and everybody's acting surprised, but it's like, this has been the concern for the whole time.
Yeah, anybody who really looked into this buyout, who saw it more than just, Fantastic Four and X-Men. Yeah. They knew that inevitably this was going to happen. Yeah. A best case scenario was that Fox was going to remain untouched and was going to continue to operate and continue.
Just the money would go to Disney, which that's still not good.
And what does surprise me is just that they had the Fox brand. They had this brand so that they could make rated R properties, like a DC Black Label, for instance.
Exactly.
But
because one
X-Men
movie didn't do well.
One X-Men movie that already was in financial hell
because of your buyout,
and they knew it was in hell. And you put it in a time space that wasn't going to do good. You put it in between Avengers Endgame, Toy Story, and Spider-Man: Far From Home. You put it in such a tight spot. No wonder.
And it's just like, to all the people who were like still defending it, it's like, and I see people saying that Disney should buy out Sony now. It's like, absolutely fucking not.
Dude, that's so scary.
A lot of those people so many people do not understand the implications of a monopoly.
Yeah.
Of like, it's just like having one family run the entire world.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
obviously Marvel Studios is different from Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
But it's all the same tree.
Right.
Just more branches. But it all goes up to the same fucking root.
And here's the thing, too, though, to be honest with you. Like, if you look at the MCU and a lot of its successes, especially with its humor, you notice that a lot of that success is starting to drip into other properties such as Star Wars.
Yep.
If you've noticed, like, Star Wars is now leaning on the same kind of sense of humor that the MCU
Star Wars has become the MCU.
Because again, it's all under one, house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Episode 9 is really going to determine how much the effect on because like the good news is we had Solo and The Last Jedi not do well.
Right.
They were for the most part not bombs, but they left us bad taste in many people's mouths, and I hope that Disney realized that, and so hopefully with Episode 9 they'll just stay out of it and let Episode 9 exist in its but it's. Yeah, I mean, like, fucking...
I mean, that's why when I mentioned earlier about, like, the significance of The Boys or the Watchmen show, or specifically the Joker movie.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you want to laugh at DC.
Speaking of the Joker movie, did you hear? The script got leaked.
Oh, no.
The whole script is out, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it.
I don't
want to read it.
It's almost out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to laugh at DC because, they've clearly had a lot of mishaps. But one thing you have to give a little bit of credit for is, films like The Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's different. It is
so different than anything the MCU is putting out.
And the most like deconstructionist thing the MCU has done is what? Guardians?
Right.
Yeah. And I love Guardians.
Or Winter Soldier, maybe.
I suppose, yeah. But even then it still feels like it's a good Marvel movie. Yeah. But it still feels like a Marvel movie.
Right. But yeah, anyway, my point is though, it's like, if you don't have competition, if you don't have 3 houses or 4 houses or 5 houses making different types of films, you would never have Logan.
Yeah.
You would never have Deadpool. You would never have Joker. You would never have the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. You would never have all of them. You know what I mean? All you would have is just the same stamp. And then if there is no competition, then the thing that you like that is at such a high quality,
mediocrity is going to become the standard then,
right?
Because nobody was going to care,
right? If they don't have anything that's like pushing against them or challenging their seat as top dog, then they can just start serving you half baked shit. Which is
a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but I think that's kind of what they've been doing. I think that's kind of what happens with a lot of recent, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. They knew Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't that good, I bet. They knew Captain Marvel wasn't that good, but they're like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, people see it anyway, so just put it out.
Right, just make sure it gives a certain amount of laughs while a few controversial things, and there you go. It'll sell tickets.
Yeah, we could spend fucking hours talking about it. Like, it's just...
Saw it coming. It's really sad.
Yeah.
I know some of you guys are going to be really upset about that. It's just...
It's ironic that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out around the same time as the death of movies. I know it's
a film that celebrated the life.
This I know that seems like a bit of an exaggeration, but this really, if this continues, this is the death of cinema. This is the death of creativity in a big house, big budget modern way.
All that we can really hope for is just that the competition would just kind of step up, because I mean, again, guys, competition is great for everybody.
If DC keeps putting out movies like Shazam, Marvel might have to fucking watch their shit. Yeah. If we get 3 more Shazam quality movies in a row compared to movies that are 7 out of 10s, finds,
And, look, guys, like, it's in our best interest because, if like, DC starts doing well, then Marvel all of a sudden has to kind of pay attention to make sure all their ducks in a row. Yeah. That means we get better movies in general. Yeah. Better movies from both houses. Yeah. If you just care about Marvel movies, then just care about getting better movies.
It's like if Coca-Cola started making something,
Coke needs Pepsi. Yeah. And Pepsi needs Coke.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
They absolutely do. They got to keep each other in check. Yeah. And that's how it works. You know, if it's Coke just running everything,
Coke's going to give you fucking piss in a can. Yeah. It's like, oh, Coca-Cola, that's
us. That's Coca-Cola. Yeah. It's
and obviously, if you piss enough people off, they'll stop. But, like, it's they know what they can do without pissing people off.
Right.
So,
you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, it's going to piss me off if we keep going on this.
Okay. Titans trailer.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That was a really good trailer.
That was a pretty good trailer.
Really good trailer.
That was a pretty good trailer.
You didn't see season 1?
No.
I saw season
1.
They
basically spoiled it for me, actually.
They did.
There was a trailer that gave me like all the highlights of the second half of season 1.
Really?
Literally. It gave me like all the highlights and then showed me season 2's trailer. And I was just
not the trailer.
It wasn't the one you sent me.
Okay, because I sent you the one
you sent me a good one.
Because it got posted and then deleted.
Yeah.
And so
the very next day
they posted one with but I mean, but season 1, you never saw season 1. I saw season 1. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a quick rundown because I don't think I've ever talked publicly about Titans yet. Titans season 1 is okay. Mm. It is fine. There's some really, really cool shit, but then some fucking bad shit. There's even the Doom Patrol episode has a lot of problems, unfortunately.
I mean, my favorite stuff is only the Doom Patrol stuff. I know. I cut out all of that Titans-related stuff.
But it's just like, so the show has a lot of really cool concepts. And I mean, Dick Grayson's my favorite DC character, so I'm very happy that it explores him. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are mad that it is a Dick Grayson show, which is fair. That's an understandable complaint. Yeah. But I didn't mind it. But that's just me. But it is very, very violent, unnecessarily violent, very gratuitous. It looks like shit because of that stupid blue filter. It looks like it's very poorly made. Just the production quality, and it's because of the situation of making the show, and it was kind of back and forth between TNT, DC Universe, all these things. Yeah. But this season looks like they fixed everything. Mm-hmm. Every single thing. Except possibly the violence. The violence might still be there, but we don't know.
As long as it's not, like...
in your face too bad, yeah.
As long as it's not like that stupid, like, Hawk and Dove fight scene where she, like, grabs, like, a guy's face. Yeah. And then you see, like, that Photoshop, like, little squirt of blood that anyone could put on a little 3D screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. As long as it's not that dumb. Yeah. As long as it looks like they actually put effort.
That's not even my problem with it. It's just it's a lot of it is done just for the sake of shock value. Yeah. Like, I don't even think you saw some of the bad ones. Mm-hmm. In the Jason Todd episode, fucking Dick takes a pair of garden clippers and hits a guy's dick with it. And it's like, it was funny, but it's like Dick Grayson would not do that. Right. So, but at the end of the day, the show is good. It's a really good cast. Like, everybody who's cast is great. Even, like, I think not the worst performance, but the worst character in the show was Raven, just because they just didn't know what to do with her. Yeah. This trailer looks like they figured it out. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the season. Mm-hmm. The season looks fucking great. All the costumes look really good. They do. You know who looks fucking great? Fucking Superboy. Yeah, he does. I saw that and I shit myself. I was like, is that Tom Welling? he looks so much like him. Uh-huh. He looks so fucking... And I know, like, it's such a simple costume. Yeah. It's a fucking t-shirt. I have that t-shirt. It's easy. Yeah. But he looks so good. Yeah. It looks so good. And then, like, Crypto looks great. Raven looks great. The new Starfire outfit looks great. I don't think it was in the trailer, but Anna Diop posted it. And it looks amazing. She looks great. Yeah. Everything looks great. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is Slade's costume, the glowing eye.
But there's not even really like a full shot of like what his mask actually looks like.
I think once we get in light, it'll look better. They have the money for it. Bless you.
Thank you.
They have the money for it, obviously. Yeah. The thing I think that's gonna happen is I think he's gonna have both eyes, and I think that glowing eye is like a Deadshot thing, and then it's gonna get hit, and he's gonna lose his eye.
Yeah, maybe that would be the reason why he goes.
And then season 3 might be a full Deathstroke season, because this season doesn't. I don't see how it could be based on the ending of season 1. There's no way they can wrap that shit up quickly.
I have a theory. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point, because really this is just such a rudimentary thing. This literally came to my head just so fast, so I could be totally wrong on so many different details. But what if it would, like, because you mentioned that at the end of season 1 of Titans, it looked like Batman had just kind of like lost his shit and like kind of like did a rampage through Gotham.
Well, do you know why?
Why?
Okay, so I think you're gonna be wrong because you find out that his Trigon has been messing with everybody.
Oh, okay.
So that whole last episode is fake. Is a dream sequence basically. That's why the last episode sucks.
Oh.
Because the last episode is pointless and it wasn't supposed to be the last episode.
I was thinking it was the springboard Deathstroke made his appearance.
No, I mean, as cool as that, that would work.
Okay.
But so that whole so again, spoilers for season.
Sorry guys.
No, yeah.
Watch it be in the rumor mill.
But so that whole last episode is Dick Grayson like basically retires and he's living his happy life. He's living with Dove because he had a romantic history with her and she was to Dick. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but Dick Dove was like the person that he would have been with if he wasn't Robin, which I don't really, but because obviously it would be fucking Batgirl, but but then he finds out that Bruce is going around killing everybody. He lost his fucking mind, and so then he tries to stop him, and then he ends up killing Bruce, and then once he kills Bruce, we stop and we in his whole dream. And then Dick letting himself kill Bruce in that scenario was like letting Trigon in basically, and so now he's possessed by Trigon, and that's how it ends.
Oh.
And they were supposed to finish it off in the final, and there were supposed to be 13 episodes. There were only 12.
Yeah.
But then they were like, no, we want to do the stuff in the season 2 premiere instead. So it felt so like.
Hopefully the CGI will be fixed because like they showed
CGI is actually not terrible. I don't know.
Like I said, when I was watching that trailer where it was recapping me on the first season, there was a huge difference.
Really?
I noticed the moment it started showing me season 2 stuff versus season 1 stuff. Because season 1 stuff literally looked like some guy was messing around with like Adobe Pro.
Yeah.
And just putting like crap over the actors.
It's not great. It's Yeah, and I think because I watched this all at once, I binged it all.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have the time to like High Top has this video on Titans, which is a very good video.
Yeah.
And he watched it episode by episode weekly. I did not do that. So it didn't give me the chance to like pick things apart and be like, wait a second, that's stupid. So like it was just like, okay, no, let's keep going. So that's why I don't have as much of a problem with Titans.
Yeah.
It's not good though. I don't think I will ever say it's good. I will say you should watch it though.
Yeah,
especially
I definitely
because
will
season
eventually.
2 looks really good.
Yeah, season 2 does look great, and it looks like everything that I would honestly
Donna
want
looks
from it.
awesome.
Yeah, she
Donna's
does.
costume looks great. Fucking Garth looks great. Everybody looks really good.
Yeah,
everybody looks really, really good.
And I love the idea that like, the Titans was technically a thing.
Yeah, it was never called.
Yeah. So that's great. That's a great way to just kind of be like, Yeah,
I love it. It looks really good. The thing that's interesting is Bruce Wayne. How do you feel about a fucking friend zone guy from Game of Thrones as Bruce Wayne?
Hey, it looks cool. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's weird that he's still blonde.
Yeah, I thought,
But, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I guess if he's barely in it, then it's not a big deal.
Interpretations are interpretations. I've learned to realize that, like, when you were watching, like, let me put it like this. You are lucky and blessed to have a perfect on-screen iteration of your favorite superhero.
Yes.
You are blessed. Because most of the time, there's going to be something wrong with it in some capacity, you know? Like, I know Christopher Reeve is regarded as, like, one of the greatest versions of Superman. Yeah. There are still things that I have problems with.
Nothing's ever perfect, yeah.
And then the same thing with Henry Cavill, the same thing with just about every Superman.
Even Tobey Maguire.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
same thing with, I mean, even, like Ben Affleck Batman, which I thought he was, like, almost perfect.
Yeah, visually he was perfect.
Yeah.
The story was trash,
just killing.
Yeah.
So, everything's an interpretation.
The thing that concerns me, though, I do worry that he's just gonna... It would be better if he was just Alfred. Just from... I'm concerned with, like, his role in the story. It seems like it's just gonna be a scene. It seems like it would just be better if he was just Alfred. But, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for it. It looks really, really good.
It does. It looks good. It looks like
what is it? September 10th?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Harley Quinn show comes out.
That looks good.
I'm surprised.
I'm really into that.
Yeah,
it looks really fun. I'm not the biggest Harley fan, but it's like if she's written well, I really like her.
I like Harley when she's guest starring in other people's books.
See, that's what I don't like.
I prefer that than her own book.
Well, I guess it depends on her. If she's written, it's like Deadpool. Deadpool, when he's a guest star, is kind of hit or miss. Because depending if they write him like the PG-13 Deadpool, fucking hate PG-13 Deadpool. He's awful. He's the fucking worst. R-rated Deadpool's great though, not just for the violence and stuff, but for the kind of heavier themes where he's his own character and he has like deeper shit, you know? And that's kind of the same way I feel about Harley. Yeah. And usually in the solo stuff, that's where you can kind of dive into that. Whereas if she's just kind of showing up in her own, in someone else's book, she's just it's like Spider-Man. You know how when Spider-Man shows up in another book, it's weird? He doesn't feel very right. He feels like too jokey.
See,
you know.
See, here's the difference for me. Cause I think for me it's the opposite. For me, it feels like the guest appearances of Harley are better than the solo, because the solo is very it's the cartoon.
Yeah, I haven't
not like the animated series.
I don't read the solo stuff.
Because the Harley comic is
I'm
just like
based on
watch her show up to Apocalypse and play like a rock band and get really high and drunk and then like fight like a bunch of supervillains.
Yeah, it's they're taking what they're basically like. They're taking the stuff that works when Harley's with another person in another book, and they're tripling it instead of adding stuff that's deeper. You know, it'd be like if in a Spider-Man book he was joking all the fucking time.
Exactly. And that's my problem with like the Harley or the Deadpool book, is because it feels like it's just that.
Yeah. Deadpool, not so. Deadpool, I guess it all. I mean, really, it all depends on the writer. Deadpool. Like the Joe Kelly stuff. Oh my fucking god, Joe Kelly Deadpool is fucking good. Have you read any Joe Kelly Deadpool?
No.
Holy fucking shit, dude. You're that's the only reason I still like the character. Like, because it's fair to say that Deadpool has been fucked. Yeah. Deadpool has been fucked hard by Disney and by just the kid community, you know.
But by Marvel Comics, dude.
Yeah, just in general. But the Joe Kelly stuff, and in addition to the movies, that's Deadpool. That's the good shit. Like he's still an annoying little fucking piece of shit. But there's something there. There's something deep about it. And that's what I like. That's why I like Deadpool too, actually.
Well, see, that's why I like Harley.
Yeah.
That's why I like Harley Quinn. Like, for instance, like in a lot of the stuff that she shows up in, and like for Tom King, you know, like when she shows up in Batman or in like Heroes in Crisis, because like I like the idea of like, you know, because it's easy to forget that she used to be a psychologist, or a therapist,
psychiatrist,
yeah, and you know she actually is educated. Yeah. She's smart. You know what I mean? She's not an idiot. Oh my god, did you?
So Bruce Timm created her, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Timm then, and this is actually an interesting debate. I think we've had this debate before about the creator's intentions.
Yeah.
He wrote a comic that was basically the definitive origin story for Harley in the animated universe.
Yeah.
She didn't actually learn from school. She slept around, and that's how she passed. And I saw that, I was like, that is so fucking disrespectful. Firstly, to the character of Harley, and then secondly, to the actual women who are trying to become doctors.
What sucks about it, because then like
you lose stuff there.
You lose all the relatability of Harley Quinn, and especially the victim aspect of it, because it's just like, I think the best of Harley is when like, you know, maybe she's a troubling student who's, you know, having a hard time, who's getting a hard, like, kind of like Selena Kyle from Batman Returns. You know what I mean? She's getting pushed around by everybody. Everyone's taking advantage of her.
You mean Halle Berry from Catwoman? No, that was that. God, to be fair.
Oh, it's canon.
What you're describing is the same thing they did.
Yeah.
She was pushed around until she became
Catwoman. I think
I think we can all agree Halle Berry did it better. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? I want to watch that movie again, honestly.
No,
it looks trash. It looks so fucking fun. It looks so fucking
I'd rather watch Batman and Robin.
Fuck off. Batman and Robin's fun. You'll fuck yourself. To anybody who's telling me to do a rewrite of Batman and Robin, shut the fuck up. I love that movie, okay? That's the one movie I will never do.
There's something wrong with you.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking fun.
But yeah, no, I think like with Harley Quinn, I think like the best part of her is just like, you know, she's a girl who was taken advantage of in the worst possible way.
And you can, and there's a lot of stuff you can explore with that type of character and stuff, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know, this show, it comes across the animated show. I think it's going to be a good time. I think it doesn't come across as annoying Harley. It comes across as, this looks like there's some deeper stuff. It looks like there's a lot of commentary on DC stuff. Fucking Kite Man's in it.
Yeah.
Hell fucking
and apparently it's about her finding her own path. Yeah. Because apparently it's about her...
Post-Joker, right?
She had just recently left Joker.
Yeah, that's the best...
That's the best version of Harley, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think post-Joker Harley, like, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. It looks really cool. We meant to, I guess we should have talked about that when that trailer came out at Comic-Con, but I guess we forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah. But back to Titans. Looks good. It looks pretty good. I wrote down shit. I talked about all this shit, so never mind.
Cool.
Yeah, we're good on Titans, I think.
I have one last thing. Very brief. And that is Elseworlds for DC Comics. Do you know anything about that?
Not even a little bit.
Okay, so you know like the metal, like the Dark Knight's universe and stuff like that. So it's basically a nightmare dimension, right, of possibilities that never became real.
Nightmare with a K, yeah.
Yes. So DC is going to start releasing these one-shot books called Elseworlds. They exist in the dark multiverse. Okay. And what they are retellings of classic like DC stories, but with a dark twist. So like Nightfall, if Batman died.
Okay.
Or the death of Superman and something horrible happened afterwards.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like retellings of classic stories, but just like
it sounds like
kind of deceased.
That pitch sounds very similar to What If. Marvel's
basically.
It sounds like a hey, let's be What If, but let's be edgy.
Fair, let's do What If, but in context.
The What Ifs were very like fun things. Like what if Flash Thompson was, some of them were pretty messed up, but like that's cool. It's interesting. I mean, if it's a one shot, yeah, sure, that's cool.
Yeah. DC actually did that a long time ago. Yeah. I think it was the 90s or the 80s, but where every annual they released was an Elseworlds story.
Really?
Yeah, which I think that's interesting.
That's smart, yeah.
Every annual was its own self-contained.
Because it also makes it so, like, because honestly, the worst part about fucking catching up on a book is when the annual comes out, and the annual is part of the series.
Trying to figure out where
it goes.
where
to
Yeah. If
you pick them all up in order, but you don't hold them in order,
yeah, exactly.
But that's cool. That's an interesting. I'm if they've got cool ideas, is it gonna be Black Label? I'm assuming.
I don't think so. They have not announced it as Black Label.
I think if they do Black Label, like it doesn't even need to be Black Label. Like the stuff in these initial issues don't need Black Label. Yeah. But if you put it as Black Label, then you give the opportunity to tell some more messed up stuff if you need to.
Yeah, I like the idea of just like, kind of telling those one shots. I definitely agree that it obviously is eerily close to a What If.
Yeah. But also like when did fucking Marvel get a copyright on What Ifs? Like yeah. That's just a fucking it's a phrase, motherfucker.
It's just like
it's 2 words.
It's just like when did they get a copyright on doing facsimile editions or $1 comic books and reprints? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like when did they have a copyright to any of that stuff?
Yeah, and like there are going to be a lot of comparisons to the What If thing, but it's like
I mean, Elseworlds have existed for a while. Yeah, I mean, DC did it with What If was first, but personally, and you can take this as a grain of salt because I am a bit biased when it comes to DC versus Marvel. Recently, I have been really appreciating Marvel, so just whatever. But I do prefer Elseworlds. Yeah. Because those seem like fleshed out ideas that last longer than a single issue. Yeah. Because like I appreciate the what ifs where it's just like a watcher is just what if Gwen Stacy would have survived and then the whole universe would have died.
Yeah, I could have never read fucking more of Flash Thompson Spider-Man.
Right. But for some reason, something like Gotham by Gaslamp.
Yeah, that's a whole series in there. Yeah.
Right, or Red Sun Superman. Yeah. It's just like here's a outlandish idea that, it can carry 4 issues. Yeah. I think it could do well. So they're gonna be a miniseries? No, I think it's one shot. So it is very close to basically being.
But it's like, but that could always spawn a miniseries if it needs to,
Right. Yeah. But that's also why they have the Black Label series too, because Black Label is just let's just give creators the keys to do whatever they want. If it's in continuity, cool. Yeah. If it's not, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. Which is the best way to do it. Like Batman Damned, you can say it's canon. You can also say it's not. Yeah. So.
That's cool.
That's some of my favorite stuff with DC. It's just because like
it's this whole like Marvel is a very linear, like and I find it interesting. It also applies to the movie structure now, at least the way DC's doing it now. Mm-hmm. Marvel has their phases. Marvel has their it's all in the order. Yeah, it's all connected. Everything. Yeah. DC is like a couple puddles. Yeah. Marvel's a big ocean, or Marvel's a big lake or something, and then DC's a couple really deep puddles. Yeah, like your Batman shit goes fucking deep, but it never has to connect to Flash. Yeah, and I've always personally preferred that, and then a couple times there can be some connections and stuff, obviously, but I've always preferred that aspect of DC.
My favorite aspect, and the reason why I think I became a DC fan first was like with Batman, it's pretty easy to understand the history of Batman.
For every DC character, it actually pretty is.
Because it's just like, okay, if you want the origins of Batman year 1. Then after that, the Batman not Batman Who Laughs. The Man Who Laughs. Yeah. And it's just these simple one-off trades that are just like, oh, here's the story of Batman facing the first time he did this. And you just all put it in this nice timeline order. They're all self-contained trades, whatever. the problem with Marvel, the problem and the best thing about Marvel is that you really could just start reading from Stan Lee and just go all the way to present. Yeah. Literally.
But it's a lot.
Not every issue is valuable, but a lot of random one-shot issues are really good, extremely essential. Yeah. You know? And that's kind of the problem, is because it's just like, why would they make a trade paperback for issue 300 of Spider-Man? Yeah. That makes no sense. Yeah. You know, that's why they give you like this $39.99 like big compendium where it has just that one valuable issue and then the rest of it's filler stuff. Yeah, exactly. You know? And I think that has kind of been the problem with Marvel, at least when you get into the comics, because it's just like, it's not
that's fair.
Easy.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know, maybe digitally it's easy if you're just buying all those books like that, but we're not digital people by any standards. I need the fucking paper.
I mean, that's the reason I'm behind on fucking anime on my manga, because I can't read it digitally. Yeah, but no, totally the same boat. But that seems cool. Seems interesting, you know. But and then the last thing I'll talk about it for a little bit. Pokemon Sword and Shield had their new trailer. Okay. Very little information came from it though. Like basically nothing. Yeah. They hyped it up like it was going to be a direct, and then it was actually just a 2-minute trailer. I guess the Japanese one has more stuff, but I didn't see it. Yeah. But the new stuff we have some new Galar forms for some there's a new coughing or wheezing. New British style stuff, and it's cool. It's just like kind of how like Alola did it in Sun and Moon. We have one new Pokemon which seems cool, and his name is Morpeko, and it's actually kind of cool. He looks like a Pikachu clone, so it's kind of like but he's an electric type who switches to dark type. He has a move that switches types. And so he has like a full belly mode, and that's his electric type, and then he has a hangry mode, and that's his dark type. It's really cool. It's actually pretty interesting. Yeah. And if there were more stuff like that, I'd be totally down. And then
maybe that'll eventually be the future of Pokemon.
Yeah, honestly. I'd be cool with that. Yeah.
Pokemon who kind of just flip.
Yeah, because it's like this rock paper scissors thing. You kind of have to run out of ideas eventually. Yeah. With the 9 million Pokemon, which brings me to my point of you don't know anything about the whole National Dex stuff, do you? No. You don't know a single thing.
Not a single thing.
Holy fuck. I cannot, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm just surprised that you've been able to stay out of it. Because this is a big... okay. E3 2019. Yeah. Sword and Shield's doing their thing. Yeah. They're doing their gameplay demo. They're showing off their open world stuff. And they're talking about Pokemon Home, which is the new Pokemon Bank, which lets you bring in Pokemon. Yeah. They announced that they are not letting you bring in every Pokemon. Okay. You can only bring in Pokemon who already exist in the game. So if you have a Pokemon from, say, Pokemon X, who is exclusive to that game, he's only there, and he's not in Sword and Shield, you cannot bring him in there. So you can only bring in the ones who and that's making a lot of people mad, because it's like, you've told us that these Pokemon would be forever. You said that we'd be able to bring them in. Yeah, and their excuse is like, well, it's so hard to animate them in HD. And I believed that for a while. I was like, okay, well, that's what they say, then I believe them. The problem is, I didn't know this. For the 3DS, when they were making Sword and Moon, or Sun and Moon, they spent a long time making 3D assets of every Pokemon already. And that broke the performance on Sun and Moon. So they had these high quality models already, and it fucked with the performance of their existing games, and they did it to future-proof when they moved to HD. So they already have the animations. They already have the models, and they're saying it's going to be too hard to do it. So they're like, no. They're like, no, we don't want to do it because it's too hard, but they already fucking have it. And if you look at the animations from the demos and stuff, they're the same animations from the previous games. So they're basically just being like, hey, fuck you to all the people who've been following the franchise forever. You know, your opinion doesn't matter. What really matters is the Gen 1 fans. You know, the fans from Pokemon Go. All the casual stuff. Like me. That's what I am, unfortunately. I played X and I played Gen 1. So it honestly doesn't affect me too much, but it's like, it's just such a shitty, and I understand it had to happen eventually. Yeah. But to happen right after they spent so much time and money and fucked over a lot of people to future-proof it, it's just such a, it's just kind of scummy, if you ask me. You know?
Yeah, it must have been, something strictly technical, very, processor. That would be my only guess.
I think the general consensus is, so they have the new thing of Gigantamaxing. Yeah. Have you seen that? Where it's like you make a Pokemon huge, and those are all new animations because it's a new thing. And every Pokemon that you have can do that. And I think they didn't want to animate that for every Pokemon. So, but it's just but the new Gigantamaxing stuff is kind of lame. It's kind of dumb. I don't really like it, if you ask me.
Yeah, maybe they should just include it and just been like, okay, well, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they were not intended to be a part of the game, therefore you can't. But we will give you your Pokemon because, that was our promise. Yeah, that does suck.
And it's just like, and I think it comes down to the fact that the Pokemon Company has realized that the mobile games are making the most money now.
Yeah.
Game Freak is, I don't mean to be rude, but Game Freak has not been the most technologically advanced developer.
Yeah.
They've stuck to a very similar formula.
Yeah.
For the past 20 years.
Yeah, the most they've broken out of was Sword and Shield, I think. Yeah.
You're Sun and Moon, you mean, yeah. So you mean Sword and Shield, like the
fact that it's like an actual, it almost looks like a Zelda game.
In one area.
Wait,
oh,
what?
Did you not know? Oh, yeah, in the thing with the moving camera?
Yeah.
That's only that one open section.
Wait, otherwise then it's top down? Just like I real.
Yeah.
What? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, man.
I literally thought this was like
Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon is the #1 IP on the face of the fucking planet. More so than Star Wars. More so than
Disney.
Yeah, more so than anything by Disney. Did you not know this?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, they've made the most money out of everything.
Yeah.
And Game Freak, the games which have made them popular, is not able to do anything to actually like progress their
technology.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
any sort of innovation.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
Yeah, it's so fucking and it comes down to the fact that they know people will buy it anyway.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the thing this is back to that whole fucking Disney
back
shit.
to the monopoly.
Yeah. Because Pokemon has a monopoly on capturing animal RPGs because it's the only one.
Well, that or like probably the whole card game,
like
the whole card game TV show, like cross-platform.
It's like there's not like Digimon could never replace Pokemon
or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like nothing could ever replace Pokemon.
Yeah,
and it's just because Pokemon is good. Pokemon's better than those things.
Yeah,
but like they know that people will still buy the game.
Yeah,
I was gonna buy the game anyway. I was gonna buy the game until I heard about this. I still might buy the game because it doesn't affect me personally. But like.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because guess what? If they had some sort of competition, you bet their ass it would light a fire under them, and they would start immediately working on some serious innovation and taking care of their community.
Yeah, and I wonder if it also has to do with the fact that that Game Freak, the Pokemon Company saw how much money Pokemon Go made, and they're like, okay, maybe let's put our focus onto the mobile stuff now. Yeah. So the console stuff, the first ever thing on a home console, may not be as the priority anymore. Yeah. And I don't even think it's the priority for Game Freak either, because Game Freak's got its own other game that they're making. They're making The Town, which is another RPG, which it seems like they're putting more emphasis on. And it's just such a weird, like, this is the biggest thing. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Yeah. But they're just doing, and it's such a fucking
half-assing it.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm all for them making other games, please. Yeah. But it's like, don't do it for the first Switch Pokemon game. Yeah. Because that's a big deal.
It is.
Really, the first HD Pokemon. I mean, I don't count the Let's Go games.
The first Pokemon game where you can sit down on your couch and play it on TV. Yeah. And then pick it up and walk about and play with your friends.
Or even just in general playing on your TV. Yeah. It's like fucking. I can think of another.
Or leave it at home, pull out your phone. Yeah. Get a crap ton of Pokemon while you're walking about. Sync it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame.
It's just and it's like, it's kind of tarnished the whole release of this game for me. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if I want to, it's, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's just, so like watching that trailer, I wanted like a big announcement of like, we've decided to change our minds. Or something like that. But yeah, it's just so, like, so yeah, if you follow like the Pokemon subreddit or anything, or you go on any Twitter posts, the whole fucking thing, a bunch of replies are just hashtag bring back the National Dex. Bring it back, because it is kind of spitting. Here's the thing. Like there are a lot of entitled gamers. Yeah, there are a lot of them. Yeah, but I don't think it is unreasonable to be mad about this. No, because it's like
Pokemon is one of those things where it's just like you
made bonds with some of these things. You know, I made a bond with my Greninja. Right. And he's gone because I don't have my 3DS anymore. It's like,
you were in a unique scenario where, your progress in one game can spill over to another game. Yeah, that's one of the few games in a very meaningful way. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, like in Call of Duty, you don't carry your progress over from one game to the next game, you know? And in almost any video game that you buy nowadays. I mean, look at Destiny. Destiny easily could have done that, but Destiny doesn't do that, Yeah. No other real games let you carry over that kind of progress and it be that simple. Yeah. And Pokemon is the perfect spot to do it. Yeah, because all you have to do
it's just a fucking number. Yeah, it's not like there's deep combat or anything. It's just a fucking RPG turn-based combat. Which
exactly.
Which even it's just rock paper scissors.
It is.
It's like I like the Pokemon combat. It's fun, but it is so bare bones, and it's there's nothing that really enticing about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just like I'm surprised you hadn't heard about that when you told me that. I was just like, okay, well, I should probably let you know all that.
I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, no, I get. I mean, you don't have a Switch, so that's probably why. But yeah, it's just kind of fucking But
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's all I got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, well, this was a pretty good podcast.
It was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Thanks for listening or watching. Again, if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to Storytelling Blair for more episodes of the Spectacular Fanboy Talk. Or if you're listening on Spotify or Google Play or iTunes, I believe it's on iTunes still. Whatever you're listening to, be sure to subscribe and check it out. Check me out. My fucking YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
You should definitely check out Troy's channel because he makes a lot of quality content.
I disagree with that, but yeah, Troy Boy 17.
No, you're making a lot more video game content now. So if you really enjoyed the video game part of this discussion,
it's easier for me. So I'm currently working on a Breath of the Wild sequel pre-write. I talk about like gameplay stuff and story stuff that I would like to see from that game.
His pitch sounds really great, so anyone who's a longtime Zelda fan should be really excited.
Oh, thank you. And you just Comic-Con. You still working on that?
Yeah, it's a going.
No, you're good, man. You're good, man. Don't even worry about it.
But nothing really that exciting for me. Just reading comic books and working.
Yeah, that's fun. Cool. But all right, cool. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.
Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.